Hello, pumpkin friends. It's Jan here. Today is June 7th, Tuesday. I know, it's time for your update. So, today I was busier than a cat covering up you know what in a sandbox. Was planting some trees today, one right there, and did several hours worth of weed whacking. Just lots of chores were done. It was a very good, productive day. My favorite kind of day. Got to spend some time with the family and got stuff done. So, with that being said, I'm going to flip you around and show you our trees. So, we got those juniper trees over there and this sweet boxwood tree right here. And like I said, our goal is to create, a semi-hedge over there from those neighbors so they don't see me making a sandwich naked at midnight when I'm, in my kitchen. Got the garden finished up this week as far as planting goes. I mean, I did most of that a long while back, but I finished up, putting things in the buckets and whatnot. My peas are growing real good. These guys should be getting peas here pretty soon. Carrots, and radishes, and kale. That's for Emily. Pole beans are really behind, and garlic should be ready to harvest here sometime soon. These are the garlic scapes, which, if you don't know, is basically the garlic flower. I'll let these grow a little bit more, and then I'll snip them off. You can cook with them, kind of like I think like scallion or something. But they are pretty cool. So that means my garlic should be ready. I don't know, in a handful of weeks, but should be a good crop of garlic. These are pretty healthy stalks. About the diameter of my finger or so. So that's pretty neat. Garden is looking good. As far as the greenhouse garden beds, those are looking, pretty okay. Very full of weeds, but whatever. It is what it is. I got like watermelons planted he's trying to stay alive, and then these are sunflowers. I planted sunflowers like every 12 inches, trying to create a row of giant sunflowers, and they're coming up, so that's good. My jack-o'-lantern pumpkins are surviving. I'm trying to remember last year, I think they kind of did the same thing, where they just kind of putzed along, and then they decided to take off once they got really established. All my corn's starting to come up. Right here, there's a lot of corn that came up. Over there, not so much, and I don't know why. I wonder. Let's go look at the greenhouse. And now for what you've all been waiting for, update on the pumpkin plants. I would give today, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this week, a 6 as far as, my overall satisfaction. 6 only because my 2350 Ginger plant is acting up on me, and we'll talk about that in a second. 1676 New is my standout for the week. It's doing really well. In fact, I spent some time the other day, and I finally went around and I buried my vines. I don't know if I'll do a vine bearing video or not, but check back in years past and you'll see videos that I've made. Somebody asked me about the coloration on my leaves. It looks a little mottly. What does that mean? Well, it's a good question. I don't really know. I know that this area right here, it's a little bit of a nitrogen bloat. I've been hitting the plants pretty hard, so just a little bloaty, not too bad. So I text messaged a few people, and the general consensus is this is just kind of normal for the back of the plant, especially when you're growing in a greenhouse in high humid situations. So nothing to really be concerned about. I'm not concerned about it. Oops, let me turn that on. Full go. So yeah, the 1676 is looking good. Turn that one on. I was watering this guy extra today, so I had those dialed back. So here we go. Here's the 2350 Ginger. It's just a main vine at this point. The secondary vines are really not looking that good. They're almost non-existent. They're there, but they're very thin, very spindly, not healthy side vines. I asked the pumpkin Facebook groups, I texted a few people, and the general consensus is it's not there yet. I need to give it time and, maybe give this a balanced, I've been hitting this more with my 20-20-20 the last 2 days or so, and we'll continue to do so. Give this some more feedings of balanced fertilizer to get it hopefully rocking and rolling. I have high hopes for this plant. It's not out of the race, it's just slow out of the gate, and that's not totally unexpected-ish, because remember, I kept the tent on this for an extra, I don't know, maybe 10 to 14 days. And in doing so, I didn't have the drip tape down, which means it was not getting the same amount and the same schedule of fertilizer as those two are that are ahead. Oh no, I've been staying up with my weeding, but here's a tomato plant. If you'll remember years past, at some point the pumpkin patch gets taken over with tomato plant weeds, and that's just no bueno. But I'm on top of it this year. Knock on wood, I don't think we're going to have any tomato plant problems. Knock on wood. The 2365 Wolf is looking pretty good. This is the one that I'm doing the Mike Schmidt method, the spider or the waterfall. I buried the vines. I'm starting to guide them back, and they will just fold back and back here. And this plant is looking real good too. Every once in a while, it wants to, just a random leaf burns, which is interesting. It just, like this leaf burned a little bit. Oh gosh. And it wasn't sequential. It wasn't a baby leaf when it did that. And this leaf right here is kind of burned a smidgen, and that one a smidgen, but this one's okay. So, I don't know. That's kind of weird, but, whatever, such is life. So this is looking good. We're on track for June pollinations. I see a lot of people getting their pollinations done really early. Those are the real go-getters. If you are pollinating your pumpkin in June or July, you're going to do just fine. Early July, even mid-July. The ones people are doing it like, start of June. That's kind of risky, because a pumpkin typically will grow 100 days or so. So anything past that, you're kind of, you're rolling the dice. Could pay off, could not. So what I do is I take my first way off and I rewind that 100 days. So my first way off is at the very end of June, or rather the end of September. So if we have July, August, and September, we'll just call that 90 days. And then we have 3 way offs in October. So if I pollinate my plants close to the end of June, in the 3rd or the 4th week of June, I have plenty of time for my pumpkins to grow. So I want a bigger plant, and I'm not in a super duper rush to pollinate my pumpkins. I would rather have a bigger plant to push those pumpkins, because rarely, in my opinion, and in my experience with my plants, which is not, indicative to what would happen with you, my pumpkins really don't grow for 100 days. So I don't see a big reason for me to rush this and take the first pumpkin and the tip of the vine there and shortchange myself on engine, because the plant is the engine that pushes the growth to the pumpkin. So I want a huge engine to push my pumpkin as fast and as big as possible. So I think that's it. That's all I got for you. If you have any questions, comment below. Appreciate you watching. Subscribe to the channel and share with a friend. Catch you next time. See ya. 1676 new last week. 1676 new this week. 2365 Wolf last week. 2365 Wolf this week. 2350 Ginger last week, 2350 Ginger this week.